My, male 27, otherwise prude, innocent, and oblivious girlfriend, female 26 of 3 years, suggested an open relationship, as the title says. I was surprised and heartbroken when she dropped the news. We always try to communicate as honest and open as possible. She said she'd only be okay with it if I was too. I suggested her we should break up, but she 100% refuses to BC. She said I am much more important to her than any other experiences she could make. Her justification was that our relationship feels like it's on hold and doesn't progress. We're both university students, and she wants to move together. However, I'm financially not as well off as her. I'd like to work full time before moving out. She also knows that I'm going to get my master's degree within less than 9 months. She also said that her whole life she always had a boyfriend and kind of regrets not ever experiencing the single life. As the title also suggests, girlfriend is very prude, doesn't have much of a sex drive to begin with, was asking me this. Just to make it extra clear, she's the type of person to ask others if they want to smash, but referring to Smash Bros unironically. To her defense, though, we don't speak English natively, but still. She doesn't understand why I'm so hurt and consider breaking up over a simple question. A few days have passed now, and I feel really uncertain about our relationship. She wants me to take her word for it when she says that I'm more important to her. Update 1. I've talked to her today and took in most of the feedback here. She was very speechless and started crying. She wished to turn back time and never asked the question, BC. She didn't think it was that much of a big deal. Not even a single thing said in this comment section crossed her mind when she suggested opening up. For her, it was just a fun little thing she saw in one of the series she's watching and thought it was a fun idea while we're young and don't have any obligations. She now understands where I'm coming from and feels very sorry, not sure what to make of it. I think it's just over now. Update 2. We had another long talk. Apparently, when girlfriend said opening up a relationship, she didn't mean any of us can do whatever we want. She still considers me having sex with another woman or her with another man as cheating. She thought of it more as getting a third person involved with our relationship. Something like a threesome, she said. I'm even more confused now, and to be fair, she's pretty freaking stupid when it comes to sex terminology. But then again, the whole prelude about regretting not having more experience while single still stands in the room. Let's see the comments. Take my words with a grain of salt since I have only your post to go off. But I think you need to break up. I am sure she loves you, but she is also stuck in a place between childhood and adulthood, and she isn't going to move forward with you in the picture. The open relationship is a terrible idea, but she thinks she can progress as an adult without losing a person she loves. I don't think she is correct. The problem you face is that once the question has been asked, the whole dynamic of the relationship changes in that instant, and it will never be the same again. You see it now in how the relationship ended. It's sad, and it's never the actual intention of the person asking the question to have what they have fall apart, but we see it here all the time. As soon as the question is asked, the relationship is basically over from that moment on, unless the other person is also of that like mind. Honestly, I'd dump anyone the moment they even suggested that they would consider being with someone else in a sexual, romantic way. If I'm with someone in that way, they are all mine in those ways, physically, mentally, emotionally. If that's not the case, I'm not interested. Translation: she found someone she wants to have sex with and is offering an open relationship so that she can sex him up without being considered a cheater. Then, of course, she will come back to the reliable relationship. Until the next time, of course. If you're not okay with that, then break up. So, she feels that your relationship is not progressing because you can't move in together, and her solution is to sleep with other people. Yeah, that will progress your relationship for sure. Just break up. This is a kind of question that once asked can't be unasked and forgot. Your words contradicts your GF's actions. Now, if your GF asked for an open relationship because she felt like she wasn't satisfying you, that makes sense. Then I could understand you calling her a prude and talking about her low sex drive. That's not the case here. She told you what was up. She wants to be single and hook up with guys before she gets too serious. You gave her some very valid reasons for why your relationship hasn't progressed, and she still wants to go through with it. Let's check out another story. I, 28 male, suggested an open relationship. My girlfriend, 26 female of 2 years, is really into the idea, and I'm not. I will start by saying I know I was in the wrong for my behavior, and I feel terrible. I need to know how to fix this because I can't let one mistake ruin the best relationship I've been in. A few months ago, I became very close with a female coworker. I was very attracted to her, and I realized that. She was attracted to me too, asked me out for coffee, hung around my desk, and flirted with me. Although we were both in relationships, I felt a very real connection with her. I was feeling quite guilty about this, and I told the truth to my girlfriend. She took it well and said it was all right since I didn't cheat. Around this time, a friend of mine was telling me about his open relationship. I sort of casually brought the subject up with my girlfriend, as in, so-and-so has an open relationship? What do you think about that? To my surprise, she was very enthusiastic and suggested it was a great idea and she would be interested in trying it. She also told me she had partner swapped once with a previous boyfriend. She had never mentioned this before and wanted to try something like this with me. I told her I would like to try this with the coworker I had mentioned before, and she agreed. I could sleep with this woman once, and she could sleep with another man once, and then we would see how we felt about it. That weekend, I went out with my coworker to a bar. We talked a bit, but I felt progressively worse. Couldn't stop thinking about my girlfriend with another man, if she was home right now, or how she felt about all this. We made out in the car a little bit, but I couldn't continue. I drove her home and went back home. Since this happened, my girlfriend keeps bringing up the possibility of opening our relationship in some way. She has even mentioned repeatedly that she would be open to a threesome with coworker. She told me about a swingers party her friend invited her to and asked me if my friend, who has an open relationship, would be interested in partner swapping. This is all making me sick to my stomach. I told her that I didn't sleep with my coworker and why, but she insists I still can. She hasn't taken her free cheat yet, but I can't stop thinking about who she might sleep with. If she will I be able to see our relationship the same? I feel like I can't tell her I don't want her sleeping with another man when it was my idea in the first place and I was going to sleep with my coworker. I wish I could take all this back. In a moment of weakness, I thought I wanted both women, but I only want to be with the singular woman I love. Please help me get my relationship back on track. I never even cheated, but I am waiting on eggshells to find out if my girlfriend will. TLDR. I was attracted to a coworker, suggested an open relationship. My girlfriend loved the idea. I didn't sleep with my coworker, but my girlfriend is still really into the idea. I don't want an open relationship anymore. I want to fix this. Let's see the comments. The double standard came back and bit you. Well, be honest and upfront. It was your idea. Now you must deal with it and be honest with her. Hopefully things won't be ruined, but I suggest you accept your part of the blame for wanting to be more free, but not being okay with being it. I hope you have learned the lesson and are able to move forward with this. If she insists, then you might not be compatible anymore. I like how you were into the idea when you were the one most likely to get laid. And now that it's your GF, you're uncomfortable. Most people don't have any idea how open relationships function. They just latch onto the buzzword and use it to make themselves feel justified for wanting to cheat, which is what you tried to do here. Then the scenario was flipped, and all of a sudden, you're uncomfortable. How convenient. Communication, communication, communication. Just talk to her and tell her you made a mistake. She was monogamous before. She might be more than willing to be monogamous again. For all you know, she was calling you on your bluff, being so enthusiastic about it all. Also, this walking on eggshells waiting if she'll cheat business. She's not cheating if she decides to sleep with someone like you suggested. You opened up the relationship because you already knew who you wanted to screw and thought the only thing stopping was your monogamous agreement. So don't be a little maggot and accuse her of cheating on you for going through with what you suggested and were about to do yourself. Just because you realized that you're sexually jealous whilst in a date with another woman, it doesn't mean your GF is in the wrong for not being jealous or more open-minded about sex. Let's see another story. Girlfriend 20 female asked me 23 male about open relationships, but it felt like testing the waters. Sorry about my English, not a native speaker. A bit of background, we are together since January 2019. Moved in together 3 weeks ago. She is my first girlfriend. I am not her first relationship, but the first one she fell in love with. I consider our sex life very successful. We have sex often. She seems satisfied. We also talk about it often. We set our barriers in this relationship. I am very monogamous. She said she is too. Last night was very fun. We switched on our goof mode and we were generally having a good time. While we were laying in bed, she asked me, "What do you think of open relationships?" I had a terrible feeling about this. It surprised me so much that I don't remember much from that moment, but I said I definitely couldn't be in one. We talked about it for a bit, and my mood gradually got worse. She looked so excited about the concept of an open relationship, I was taken aback. The terrible feeling in my gut got worse. I eventually asked her if she thought about having sex with other people. She saw my mood shift and froze up when I asked her. Her face shifted from excited to sad and kind of scared. She didn't answer me firmly. She jumped around the bush a lot, but from my understanding and her reaction, she did think of having sex with someone else, but no one in specific. She is curious about the concept. Basically, she thought an open relationship would be interesting and a way to spice up intimacy. I then asked if she is either unsatisfied or unhappy in our relationship, and is our sex life lacking? She replied that she is very happy and satisfied. She then added that some relationships benefit from opening up. I felt horrible. My chest started pounding, my stomach cramped. I couldn't fathom having sex with someone else, let alone her having sex with anyone. And yet, the concept of this was brought up. I started asking specific questions that were left unanswered, like, why now? Why are you backing out when you were so excited for the concept a few moments ago? Do you want to have sex with someone else? It all felt like she was testing the waters. When she saw my reaction, she backed out on all she said. She said she couldn't hurt me. She couldn't do it with anyone else. That I am very important to her. Her main point was, it was just a question. I didn't do anything. The other line of defense was that she was just talking generally about open relationships, not ours. I also learned that she and her guy friend talked about open relationships when they went clubbing last Saturday. We also talked by text, where she said, "Even if you agreed to it, I don't think I could do it," and sexuality can evolve. It also wasn't the first time that the concept of having sex with someone else was brought up. A few months into dating, we had a crisis of sorts because she couldn't stop thinking about having sex with women. A topic of a long break was brought up by her, but I stood my ground and said no. I felt uneasy about it for a very long time. It eventually got better. It all sucks so much because we have an amazing relationship. I also saw this girl completely bloom when she was with me. Previous relationships left her very damaged. She changed for the better so much, and I couldn't be more proud of her. I really love her dearly, but I feel hurt. Are my feelings valid? Am I overreacting? I feel very confused, but also numb. Let's see comments. You moved in 3 weeks ago, and she's already looking to F other people. She was showing you her true colors. This is the second time she broached the subject. If you are monogamous, you should reevaluate this relationship before it gets more serious. I would be moving out and moving on. She's going to crush your soul someday with this crap. I hate to break it to you, dude, but your GF smashed the friend and wants to do it again without it being cheating to help with her guilt. Your relationship is dead. As for those out there trying to defend open relationships, they are either in denial or just cruel. Open relationships never work in the long run and only destroy relationships. There's nothing wrong with being monogamous. It is the normative behavior of human society, regardless of the crap people are going to lay on you for daring to post that you're offended your girlfriend brought up the idea of having sex with other men. If an open relationship isn't for you, you guys need to have a serious discussion where you explain that you're monogamous. And despite the fact that some relationships do evolve to open, you can't stay with her if she's sitting around waiting for that moment that probably won't ever come. She needs to decide if monogamy is something she can manage to live with for life if she stays with you.